Now, yesterday was the 200th anniversary of the release of Jane Austen's book, Pride and Prejudice. And to celebrate, a Derbyshire Dolls House maker has created miniatures of the characters Elizabeth and Darcy. Well, our reporter Nigel Cash has gone to find out more. Nigel, are you just surrounded by dolls at the moment?
I am, but more in particular, I'm surrounded by dolls' houses because that's where I have come to, actually. It's the Dolls House Emporium, just between Codnor and Ripley. And I'm standing by, I think, the grandest doll's house I have ever seen, Sally. It stands, well, it's actually on a plinth at the moment, but if this was to stand on the floor, this would be about 5 feet tall, I guess. It's 5 stories. It's got a very grand entrance on there, on the front of it. Probably something like you'd see at the front of Kedliston Hall, because it's got sweeping staircases that come down. Then it's got 4 stories above that, and rooms in the attic as well. So a 5-story building here, and that's just one of many that are on offer here at the Dolls House Emporium. I'm with Patrick Astle, who's going to tell us a little bit more about these characters that they've had made and commissioned to commemorate the 200th anniversary. Just standing looking, actually, at Mr. Darcy, who's resplendent just in front of the house, and you're holding Elizabeth. Tell me a bit about why you've decided to go down this line and have these characters made.
Well, these are very special dolls, as you spotted. They're to celebrate the anniversary. We've had them created for our collectors who like to put them in and around the dolls' houses, or just have projects with the dolls themselves. They're top-notch, high-specification dolls in porcelain. They were designed in England with masters made in cast in porcelain here, and we've dressed them in we took inspiration for their outfits from the 1995 BBC television version of Pride and Prejudice. So we have Darcy in his navy blue waistcoat. He's got a fitted morning suit with a cravat and his top hat. He's got lovely sideburns as well, which have been in the news for other reasons lately.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's hair's curled and styled. She's got an ivory brocade wedding dress with her overdress and veil, and it's quite a detailed costume. She's actually wearing silky bloomers with lace detailing underneath.
Really? You've been having a look, have you?
We tried to get everything right here. They're about 6 inches tall, so they're perfect 1/12 scale, which is what everything here is for the people who collect our items.
And actually, when you just look at them standing there, actually, I think anybody who's seen that TV series will see straight away the likeness of the characters in it. It was a very popular dramatisation, wasn't it?
It was, and that's one of the reasons we've gone down this route. We've got a collector's set available to go with it of a few accessories that people can get if they're regular customers here. These particular dolls, we've only got 2 in at the moment, but they will be available to order from the end of this month, and people can actually come in and see them halfway through March to see what we've got.
And how unusual is it to get characters made like this, representing characters from literacy, from different novels and such like?
It is unusual. They're, as I say, they're a very special collection. We do little projects every now and again to get a bit of extra interest in.
But is it something you've done before with different characters?
No, this is the first time we've done this. It's something that we find people they'll save up especially to buy the special items like this.
And looking around the showroom, I mean, I think I've read that you've commented before, these dolls' houses aren't just for children, are they? There are collectors that come from a long way away to actually get something like this. What sort of people collect and will actually have these products on display?
We find that it's mostly ladies whose children have grown up and left home and given them a bit more time and space, because they can vary from a small £50 project that you could put on the kitchen table to something as grand as this Grosvenor Hall that we've got, which can cost literally from a couple of £1,000 upwards if you wanted to make it all singing and all dancing.
But in terms of those people that are actually coming along, I mean, the traditional doll's house, the ones that people would have played with when they were little, is it the same sort of thing? Do people who collect this sort of doll's house, do they collect them to have them as like a second childhood and play with them, or is it just to put them on display in their houses?
Well, what happens when people buy them as a kit? They'll get all the bits and pieces inside. They'll decorate it themselves, and we find that it brings the whole family together. It runs across the generations. So we'll have the grandmother playing or building with the grandchildren. It's not so much playing. We find men sometimes are involved with this hobby. We have a competition we run every year, and we get almost as many entries from men as we do from the ladies.
Right, so a chance to actually do a bit of building, some bit of handicraft. So forget the Airfix models or something that the dads might be doing. You reckon that they can be just as adept at building a doll's house, do you?
It is. It's the craft aspect of it, really. It's kind of an alternative to the model railway for a man who's got that kind of craft inspiration.
And in terms of the leisure industry at the moment, obviously we hear all the time about people tightening their spending. This has got to be a luxury expenditure, hasn't it? Are you seeing that trade is slowing because of the economic terms that we're dealing with at the moment?
Business is steady in the current climate. We've got items here to fit every price and every kind of buyer, really, with the smallest builds from £50, as I say. But people will save up for the special items. We find it is that a very rewarding hobby from that point of view, and you will, whatever you collect, whether it's wine or Teletubbies or whatever, if you've got that special item, you'll save up for it and make it worthwhile. And
just going back to Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth here, have you had much interest in the fact that you're having the characters done to tie in with that 200th anniversary?
Well, our customers do look forward to this kind of launch. We haven't told them about it yet, so you've got an exclusive on your hands.
Right, well, it's certainly well timed, isn't it, with yesterday being that 200th anniversary. Do you expect them to be very popular?
I think there will be. I think there will be a collector's item.
They are so authentic, Sally. Just looking at them standing in front of this, it's the Grosvenor Hall and basement that we're looking at, and we've got them on display. We'll snap some pictures, we'll send them back, and we'll get them onto the website later.
Brilliant stuff. Nigel Cash there talking to Patrick Astell from the Doll's House Emporium in Codnor. And, of course, in celebration of the 200th anniversary of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, which was yesterday, the official anniversary.